welcome back, Divine Essence Tarot. I hope everybody is doing well. Welcome in. Yes, I'm working on a holiday. Right? I actually did some work from home from my regular day job earlier today, and I figured, why not come on and give my people what they need? Because why not? Like, what would be the point of not doing that? I miss you guys every time I'm not here. So let's take a look, Taurus. We're going to look at the person who you're in no contact with, and just do a check-in on how they're feeling and how you're feeling. And let's get some advice for you. Spirit guides, angels, divine ancestors, please shine the light on what I need to see for Taurus. I want you guys to know something. I have Taurus in my birth chart, okay? So there's a placement called the midheaven, and I have my midheaven in Taurus. So we are here with it, right? I know. We're going to look at the oracles, guys. The oracles just give me a little peek at what's happening, and then we'll dig into the tarot. This is a new deck that I got just a couple days ago. So excited to use it. I love when I get my new decks. I don't care if they're oracles or tarot, because they are my babies. I have a whole collection. And then this is not new, but I've never used this on any of my recordings, but I'm going to use these today. I'm just feeling pulled to use them for your reading. Okay? Now, Spirit, please show me what I need to see when it comes to Taurus and their person. These cards, these oracles, give either how you're feeling or how your person is feeling. So I want you guys to flip-flop the energy, place it where it belongs. You know, everything that I say here is not going to fit for your exact situation, because this is a general reading, right? If you need a personal, email me. My email is in my description. And also, you guys can visit me on TikTok, where I have different content there, different videos, ones that you won't see here. And let's dig right in, guys. All right. So Spirit, please show me what are the feelings between Taurus and their person. Please show me. I'm not ready for commitment, but I don't want you to stop committing to me. Wow. That speaks volumes. I mean, I would show you guys the card, but I think it's going to read backwards. And not only that, but the writing is so small, so you can't see it. But this person wants their cake and eat it too. This is somebody who, when you were in connection with them, I'm getting that this is someone who wanted you to stay faithful to them while they was out in the street being a whore. I don't care if they're a male or a female. This is someone who, you know, they feel as though it's okay for them to do it, but God forbid if you do it. Now there's a problem. And that's sick. Very manipulative and selfish kind of energy. And immature as well. Very immature. Wow. Huh. Tell me more, Spirit. I'm tired of playing games. I just want peace. That's your energy, Taurus. Right away, I'm getting that's you. You don't want to play any more games with this person. You feel like this person played a lot of mind games. Like we already said, manipulation. This is someone who likes to pull your strings. They like to be the one in control in the relationship. And you are done playing their game. All you want, whether it's with them or without them, you want your peace of mind. You don't want anyone to come in and disrupt that. And you have every right, Taurus, to feel that way. You know, I'm seeing that you guys were peaceful and in a good place before you even met this person. And then they came in and shook your world up in a negative way. And you want them because you still have feelings for them, but you don't want the mess and the toxicity that comes with them. So if they're going to continue to be messy, then they can stay where they are. You guys are not dealing with each other. Remember, this is for no contact. So this is the person that you are not talking to right now. You guys are separated. You could have been broken up at this time. You could be just doing your own things. But you would prefer to be with them. But if they're going to continue to be toxic, then you will be just fine having your own peace alone. And that's where I feel you are. Tell me more, Spirit. I wanted us to be a team. You thought I wanted to control you. Well, I feel like this is this person talking to you, Taurus, but again with the manipulation. Trying to make it appear as though they wanted to be a team player and they were, you know, ready and willing to do whatever it took to make things work, when actually they've already shown here in the cards and the energy that this person wanted to play the field while you were being faithful to them. They were perfectly fine with that. So they did want to control. So this is, again, more manipulation. I'm seeing them for who they are. And I don't even know this person, but I can see that how they would try to use their words in such a way to make you feel like, oh, maybe I had it all wrong. You know, maybe they do mean well. Maybe they do really want this. When in actuality, they want this. They wanted you, but they wanted you and whoever else that they could get as well on the side. Tell me more, Spirit. You don't like titles because you want to control how this works. That's you talking. That is how you feel about this person. This is somebody that you would have to ask them, and I see you doing it. Where are we? What are we doing? Because you never knew where you stood, Taurus, with this person. And you were always in this gray area. And this is somebody who, when you would come to them with these questions about your relationship, how valid it was, and, you know, where you guys were going, what is the direction of the relationship, this is someone who would deflect and they would avoid the question at all costs. They might have said to you, well, why we got to put titles? Or they could have said something like, why you got to pressure me about that? Why we got to talk about that right now? And every time that you would bring it up, they would always say, why we got to talk about that right now? We're having a good day. We're having a good time. You know, as if it was something negative, when you had every right to ask those questions to get that clarity that you needed. And again, it's a control thing. They wanted to control the narrative of the connection. They wanted to be the one to decide where things were going, the speed of the relationship, how fast it was going to, you know, develop, all of that. They wanted to be the ones in control of that, not you. They wanted you to have no parts of it. Talk about toxic, Taurus. My God. Bottom of the deck, we have, I don't know what a healthy relationship looks like. I just said it. I just said they're toxic. This person does not know how to handle someone like you who's coming in mature, grounded, because that's what you're all about. As a Taurus, as your element is earth, and earth energy is very grounded. You don't play when you're in a relationship. You don't play when it comes to your work life. You don't play when it comes to anything. You take your responsibilities serious. And relationships, you do look at them as responsibilities that need to be nurtured and cultured and grown and fed and watered. And you don't take it lightly. And this person, they never had anyone that was like you. So because they weren't experienced to deal with someone like you who was genuine and, you know, on their shit, you really did come in and you had genuine intentions with them. And this person has always dealt with toxic people that were playing games, people that were cheating on them, you understand? People that were immature, and they were also toxic, the people that they're used to dealing with, right? Birds of a feather. So, and then they met you, and it was like, wait a minute, it was a shock to the system. Hold on. I like what Taurus is bringing to me. I love the love that they give. I love the attention. I love this energy, but I don't know how to hold on to it. I don't know how to make it grow. I don't know how to come in and meet Taurus where they are, because I'm not used to this type of love. Wow. And another thing I want to say to you guys, they also don't know what a healthy relationship looks like, because in their youth, in their childhood, they didn't see that growing up. This is someone who they could have told you that, you know, their parents didn't get along, or it was a toxic dynamic. They could have told you that they seen their parents fighting all the time, and, you know, there was abuse or there was cheating going on between their parents. Maybe their father was a whore or their mother was a whore, or, you know what I mean? There wasn't there wasn't anything solid there from the beginning, from their childhood. So, you know, what you see as a child, it does affect your relationships later in life. Your relationships with, I'm talking about romantic relationships as well. So this person they grew up in a toxic household possibly, and then they also had relationships that were toxic. So it's like layers of toxicity, and then they meet someone who's healthy, right? Healthy, spiritually healthy, and grounded, and genuine, and they didn't know what to do with it. And I'm not giving any excuses for them. Don't get me wrong. I'm just telling you so that you know what you were dealing with. And for some of you, you are intuitive enough to know that this is exactly why they weren't able to hold on to you. You had to leave because you were not going to put up with this kind of mess. And I don't blame you. You did what you had to do. I would never tell you to stay in a relationship that's toxic. Never. Okay? Now, let's pull. I'm being actually pulled to use this now. This is the other oracle deck. I love these. Now look at the embossment. Look at the gold on there. Look at the gold. You know what it reminds me of? Because I grew up in the church. My father was my father. My grandfather, not father. My grandfather, who was like a father figure to me. He was the pastor of the church. So I grew up in church. And I remember looking at, when I saw this deck, remember, for some of you who know, the Bible's with the gold on the sides. That's what it reminded me of. So I was like automatically zoned in on that deck, on this deck here. And I was like, oh, I need it. Because it made me remember my youth, being in church and looking at the sides of the Bible and turning it and looking at how pretty it looked with all the gold. All right, anyway, spirit guides. Sometimes I just veer off, guys. Stay with me. Stay with me. And you know, I know all y'all's business, so sometimes I do give you some pieces of me, and it's a fair exchange, because this is what tarot is. This is an exchange of energy. You guys are letting me into your life, and I'm feeding you what you need to know, and so it's okay for me to tell you guys a little bit about me. That's a fair exchange, yes? Yes. All right, so Spirit, please show me what I need to see for Taurus. Please show me what I need to see for Taurus. Guide. Wow. Wow, look guys, listen. What I will tell you is, for those of you who don't know, Spirit wants you to know, because these are messages from Spirit. This specific oracle deck is all about messages from the divine, from your spirit team, your spirit guides, your divine ancestors, your angels. This is from your spirit team, the messages that they want you to know. So they're letting you know that you are being guided right now. So yes, you're not in contact with this person, but you have been divinely led to go on another path at this time. This was all part of the plan, for you to meet them, experience what you experienced, and move on. But also to learn the lesson that comes with what you experienced, so that you don't repeat the same cycles with a whole nother person. You understand? And Spirit wants you to know that you're not alone, because I feel like some of you, in this absence of this person, you feel lonely. You could feel just like there's a void, because now you're back single, and where you were dealing with this person, this toxic person, you did have someone, but now you're single. And Spirit wants you to know that you're not by yourself. You're never by yourself. You have so many powerful, not just regular guides, but this is a panther. You have so many powerful guides, and I'm getting one guide in particular that watches over you, a male figure, an older man, an older male figure that watches over you, and they guide you. They give you the answers that you need, and they help you. They're one of your main guides that watch over and keep you. Yep, and whisper in your ear, and help you just breeze through life. When it comes to everything, your relationships, work, and decisions you need to make, this person is one of your ancestors who is standing out to me, because they're someone that you looked up to, and they were very strong and powerful in their life, and you looked up to them because of that, because of their strength and their tenacity and their drive. And now that they have passed on, they're still here with you in spirit, and they are watching over you and helping you along the way. And through this this disconnect with this person, you came to a realization that you needed to leave. And that was because that guide that I just told you about was nudging you to do that. They were nudging you. Tell me more, Spirit. Wow, that got deep. Anger. Anger, guys. So you could still be, now listen, this could go two different ways. I'm getting a few different scenarios here. You could still be angry with this person for them hurting you and breaking your heart, and you could feel like they stabbed you in the back, or they broke your heart, shattered you. Some of you, I see tears on the card, so some of you have cried over this disconnect. This is something that you're still healing from. You're not completely healed, but you're in the process of healing from. Another scenario is that this person that you're in no contact with, they are hurting because they know, if you look at this sword, people usually take a sword to hurt someone else, right? This person hurt you, but they could feel that when they hurt you, they hurt themselves, because look how their hand is actually being stabbed. Their hand is being pierced by the sword, okay? They're no longer holding the sword. They're actually being stabbed in their hand. So they feel, they could be wherever they are feeling like, I know I hurt them. I know I hurt Taurus, but I actually hurt myself. Now they're crying, and their karma is to feel the pain that you felt. Their pain comes from not having you anymore, not having access to you, your energy, your love, your attention, your affection. That's their karma. They hurt themselves by hurting you. You understand? This is also someone who could have, because the swords for me represent communication. This is somebody who could have talked to you crazy. They could have been very nasty with their words and very cutting. They didn't think when they spoke to you. They just blurted out whatever they felt, whatever came to their head, they just said it. And whether it hurt you or not, this is what you had to deal with. On top of them being a whore. They could be an air sign also, because swords represent air energy. That's Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. So, okay, just take it how it resonates. Oh, and another thing is, which I forgot to mention, at the top of these cards, there's numbers. So this one is a 15. So the number 15 could be significant, or the number 6. We also have the number 9 here. And you know what? The number 9 could represent September. So you could have just, put it this way, you're in no contact with this person, but in the month of September, you could hear from this person again, okay? Or it could be that you completely, fully heal from this disconnect within this month, okay? So take it how it resonates. Tell me more, Spirit. Message of peace, okay? Message of peace. Now, what I will say is that you see how there's crystals on this card? Spirit is saying that they want you to let your intuition continue to guide you, because your intuition is what led you away from this person, because they were no longer serving you. They were no longer able to give you what you needed or what you wanted. And so they were a disappointment. Your intuition was telling you, this isn't good for me anymore. I need to exit the situation, which you did. And Spirit is just saying that you need to know that your intuition, that inner voice, that nudge that you get from your guides, that feeling of, okay, I need to make this move or that move, go with that, because it's never going to lead you astray. Just like it didn't lead you astray and lead you wrong when it came to this person and this connection. You knew that you had to go. You knew that it wasn't any good for you. You knew that this person couldn't meet you where you are. So continue to use your intuition and allow it to help you and allow it to lead you, okay? The number 35 could be significant, okay? Somebody could be 35, or that could be your address. Let's get one more. Karma. Wow, look at that, guys. Karma. This person is getting their karma, and so are you, okay? Karma is not all bad, guys. There's good karma and there's bad karma. Guess what? Your karma comes in the form of being able to release this and be at peace, okay? You're not being cheated on. You don't have to argue with anybody, right? You have a peace of mind. You're able now to free up. This is freed up space. When this person was removed out of your life, right? Because they were divinely removed, okay? So when they were taken out of your life purposely, that freed up space for you to start working on yourself, or continue to work on yourself, or even to open up space for a new connection, one that's healthy, one that you can flourish in, one that where you're going to have someone that will meet you exactly where you are, right? And be able to not only be a support for you, but be a safe place for you. And I feel like that's what you really want and you crave. And that's your karma. Now their karma will be that they will not have you anymore. They won't have access. We talked about it already. They are in a dark place right now. If you think that they're not regretting losing you, you're wrong. They are somewhere right now pouting. They could be crying. They're alone. They are sitting in regret, and I'm also getting they're sitting in remorse because they know that you didn't deserve the treatment that they gave. So their karma is now, they may meet someone else, but guess what? That person could do them the same way that they did you, and that will be their karma, okay? Another thing is that what goes around comes around, and something my mother always says since I was a kid, you reap what you sow, okay? And this person is now reaping what they sowed. They didn't put in the work that was required to keep you, and now this person has to sit in it. You got to lay in the bed you make, right, Taurus? I'm just saying. Let's pull a couple for with the tarot, okay, guys? And then, because it's getting dark and I want to go out and do my walk, which I do every day. I do about a 4 to 5 mile walk throughout my neighborhood just to get some cardio and keep my legs strong, okay? Your girl got some nice calves, okay? I'm trying to keep my legs together, okay? The body, I'm trying to keep the body together. All right, so Spirit, please show me what I need to see for Taurus. Spirit, show me what was the obstacle with Taurus and this person before we close out. Look at this, 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles, that came reversed. This is how it looks in the upright, okay? It came this way. 4 of Pentacles. Tell me more, Spirit. And the Magician reversed. Look, this is the Magician. Let me tell you something. This person didn't realize what they had when they had it. They had a beautiful opportunity with you to be with someone who could not only love them healthily and love them in a way that they never had before, but also to teach them what real love feels like, what it looks like. And they were supposed to meet you and mirror that back to you. And with this Magician coming reverse, I feel like they were incapable of it because of the wounds, because of those childhood wounds that we saw, and because of the toxic relationships that they've been in and seen over their life. And they were incapable of changing their ways, right? And showing up healthy and doing the work, the inner work, right? But also this person, they were unwilling, because anyone can reverse whatever situation they have, right? If they're willing. If you do the work, you can reverse anything. That's just my view on it. So if you look here, there's on the Magician's hood, he has a hoodie on, and on the top of it, there's an infinity. So if this person would have showed up in the upright, that means that they would have been able to create whatever they wanted with you, right? It would have been endless, the love that you could have had. So I'm just saying, they let a beautiful opportunity slip through their fingers. It was right there because they didn't want to do the work. Now, that was one of the obstacles. The next obstacle is the fact that this person was blocked when it comes to their heart chakra. You see how this character has their bag covering their heart chakra, their chest. They didn't want to let you completely in. They only let you get but so close, even though they knew they could be safe with you, because of how you showed up. They knew that they could trust you and be vulnerable, but because of their history and because of the wounds and the toxicity and the conditioning from their past, they were unable to let those walls down and really let you penetrate them fully. And so they stayed. You could have felt that they were guarded when it comes to you and comes to your love and what you were trying to give them. Okay, what's the advice for Taurus? And then we'll go. What's the advice for Taurus? Well, we have the Judgment reversed. This is the Judgment reversed. Tell me more, Spirit, about the Judgment. The Star. Wow, I love that for you. The advice is to keep hope alive when it comes to your love life, and not only love, but just life in general. You have so much to be grateful for, Taurus. You have so many beautiful opportunities in your life that, you know, for you to sit back and dwell and think about what didn't happen when it comes to this past connection and what didn't work out, it wouldn't do you any good, because you have so many things to look forward to. And I see a lot of you are doing well with your work. You're doing well with your personal, just with your own self-healing process. And you are in the process of healing, because the Star card is about healing. Their Spirit is saying continue on that healing journey. If you're not already doing it, do meditation. Incorporate like working out. Incorporate Reiki healing. Start to work on your eating habits, to clean up your diet. Things like this. Just start to heal yourself from the inside out. Okay, Taurus? That's what they want you to do, because when it comes to this person, you may not never... And I see that they never apologized for what they did. For a lot of you, you still have like this open kind of wound, because for some, you know, some people need closure. They need a person, when they do them wrong, they need for that person to come and say, listen, I'm sorry. The fact that I've learned through life, and I'm just going to share this with you guys, sometimes you don't get a I'm sorry. Sometimes that person will never admit what they did. Okay, for whatever the reason. And so there you are, left holding that, all of that resentment. Spirit is saying, let that go. Even if you never hear from this person ever again, and you never get the closure from them, you never get the acknowledgement from them, it doesn't matter. Give yourself the closure, is what they're saying. Okay? And then you take the lesson and let that be your power. And let that be something that you carry in the future. And you don't forget what you learned from this, so that you don't repeat the cycle, okay? And we all are in a learning journey, right? We never stop learning. So we're all experiencing things. Even if you do meet someone and they do the very same thing that this past person did, I bet you this. If you are learning lessons, it might not, for example, take you as long to leave that person, you know? Each time that we learn our lessons, we learn them quicker and quicker, so that we don't suffer longer. That's the way I feel. That's what I've learned in my life, okay? So I love you guys. I'm going to go. I wanted to come and bring this message to you. I love you. Come back. I can't wait to see you. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comments. And I want to wish you guys a good night. I'll see you soon. Later.